Assassin's Promise by Thomas Woodward, Chapter 140. The cities and days passed in a blur. We pulled ever nearer to our eventual target, the city of Callapos. The desert had turned into rolling hills, sharp sprouts of green life heralding spring's presence. There were pockets of life amid vast stretches of desert landscape, almost as if rainfall had been sparse here and completely non-existent in other parts not a mile off. The shifting wind above us carried strange currents of hot air that was humid and pungent with the scent of the sea. As the land rose, we strove to follow, hoping vainly for a glimpse of the glittering ocean, an ocean that I had not seen, but only imagined. I could feel the anticipation build within me, unsure of how I would greet it, but sure nonetheless I would never forget that greeting. Stannon kept us at a breakneck pace. We had lamed 2 horses and killed a third in our haste. Stannon held no compunctions over the deaths of others, animals or otherwise. Knowing I would have nothing, and with no knowledge of the surrounding area, I was moored to Stannon's fate as if it were my own. Eve did not speak in Stannon's presence. There was a wariness about her I could not seem to break her away from. But I also saw a guarded curiosity bloom in her glances as we pressed further into unknown territory. The few times I could get her to speak, she asked boundless questions of me. It was almost as if she saved them up, waiting for an opportunity to unleash them all at once. I welcomed the exchanges, rare as they were. Turning, I saw her following behind me on a barely visible trail that had been beaten into the undergrowth. A hidden smile played on her lips, and I saw her reach for an unknown plant of strange coloration, dark and vivid. "Eve, have you ever seen one of those before?" She nodded shyly, resting her gaze on me for a moment before it alighted on another flower, this one gold with bursts of red tinging its edges. "This one is called Damanflor. The yellow flower is a Tyrrhenian royal. I have not seen one for centuries." She smiled, her entire face beaming. "Damanflor?" I asked. "What does it mean?" "I do not know, I'm sorry. I heard it once as a child. There was a man who brought baskets of them to our city many years ago." She looked away, her eyes growing sad. "They hid weapons in their baskets in secret, and cut down many of our people before we discovered their treachery." "I'm sorry, Eve. I didn't know." Eve held out her arm, taking my hand in hers. "You are not the same. Why are some humans so evil?" I thought for a moment. Greed, I think. It has started many a war throughout our history. I let my hand drop to my side and reached to pick a golden flower, then another. I slowly weaved them together and pushed them into Eve's palm, stepping away as I did so. "He is like them, isn't he?" Eve nodded toward Stannon's back. "He moved a score of paces ahead of us. I don't know, but I do trust him. What choice do I have?" I finished the thought to myself, knowing there was no gain in speaking it aloud. Eve turned worried eyes to me, a startling blue contrasting her pale honey-gold tresses that framed her face. They were like deep, endless pools, drawing me into her. Without thinking, I stepped forward and pulled her to me. She met me in a warm embrace. All fear and pain dissipated for a moment. I broke the contact after a moment, suddenly unsure. I wanted to keep her with me, but something held me back. Eve moved away, but trailed one finger down my arm before stepping away. The gesture left me with the feel of her for just a moment more. I closed my eyes and fixed it in my memory. Stannon looked back, displeasure plain on his features. You want a drink, you move. We wait, we die. What plan did he have for me in the great city? I had not managed to puzzle it out, and Stannon was a poor traveling companion, preferring silence over speech. Stannon, I said, will you really take me to the great cloud city of Kaibar? I felt misgivings in questioning him directly, but I was no longer sure of the answer he would give. Stannon turned, catching my eyes in an expansive glance that betrayed nothing. You know this, lad. We've spoken of this before. His features still held no emotion. It was not an answer. I started. Do not tempt my anger, lad. Stannon whirled to face me. There was an unveiled fury in his countenance now. Let this be the last of it, or I will leave you to rot amongst the barren wastes. I could see his cheek muscles twitch, as if he bit off more than he wanted to say, thinking better of it. Nothing changes, lad. Don't forget that. I wanted to say more, but caution won out and I held my tongue. I resolved to break away from the man once we reached our destination. His bouts of anger were becoming more common as we traveled along. Neither I nor Eve chose to face him. I felt as if I walked a razor's edge. I turned my eyes to the sky. The sky was so peaceful. It robbed me of the final threads of anger that burned within me, extinguishing them one by one. I wanted to rage back at Stannon. I had saved his life, hadn't I? But I forced my attention away from him. My arm burned where the etching mark had been written into my flesh. Its pain was a constant companion now, welcoming me back. I was never truly alone with its presence. I had first thrashed against it, but now accepted it as what was. Acceptance brought a mental reprieve, if not physical easing. My blood had been traced in fire. I was afraid to display it, so I kept it constantly covered whenever possible. Unlike any other wound, the blood did not wash away or dry, but remained self-contained, burning away on my arm like a hot salve. Eve had seen it, but had not remarked. She did not see me as lesser for having the mark. I rolled up my sleeve and could see the burning blood laying like a river on my flesh. After a moment, I covered it again, not wanting to linger on it. I needed to know what Stannon had in store for me. I would pry the secret from him, now. My tone changing, I spoke. Fear was nothing, simply a state of mind. I had shrugged it off like a cloak that no longer fit. I will know what you have intended for me. Speak. I moved forward toward Stannon, not sure what would happen. Stannon turned on me, rising to his full height. He stood a head and a half taller than me, more heavily muscled, and face deadly calm. In one move, I lay on my back, sucking in air painfully. An explosion of pain rocked through my left side. He moved faster than a viper, face inches above me as I struggled for breath. You are nothing. He raised his hand, pulling it back to knock me senseless, but it stopped midair, caught deftly by Eve's smaller hand. You will not. I will see you dead before you strike him again. All manner of meekness had evaporated from the lithe woman. Her eyes focused straight ahead, meeting Stannon's singular dark eye. You wish to call in your lot now? I had hoped you would tempt my hand, woman, Stannon said coldly. He moved his other hand to his chest reflexively, where he kept the shadow blade hidden. Eve did not break before him, holding his hand in an iron grip, as Stannon visibly struggled to retrieve it. I do not fear you, betrayer. Your lies will not taint his fate. I am weaker than my former self, but I will see your end before your victory. I could see the uncertainty in Stannon's eye. He pulled his arm back, moving away simultaneously. Eve let his hand go, her own dropping protectively over my chest as I lay on the ground, still reeling from the blow Stannon had dealt me. I hoped my ribs hadn't cracked. Sleep would not come easy tonight. With a look of disgust, Stannon simply turned and continued walking forward, the silence jarring.